Hey, Louis, it's me again.
Oh, hello, Sonny. What's up?
Were you sleeping, pal?
Me? Oh, I wasn't. Anyway, I'm always at your service.
Would you open up a room for Marty?
Naturally, Sonny.
Thanks, Louis. I'm not even gonna say it.
I will. You won't be much.
Yeah. Sorry for the mess, Marty.
Don't worry about it, Sonny. I didn't...
Thanks. I've had enough stimulus.
You know, I thought about it multiple times that you might be...
We've met her on a number of occasions, Marty. Remember?
Maybe Susie's just an...
You've read too much of that cheap garbage, Marty. There's no conspiracy theory.
Yeah, you're disappointed.
I know.
Please say the...
More like dirty clothes and it...
You're no fun.
Well, you'll get older.
Never.
I slept like I used to sleep years ago. Like a miner or a soldier. Empty. Dead tired. Then I saw Tessa. My darling little daughter. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't recall her face. I reached out to her, but she just kept getting further and further away. Then I saw Molly. But she wasn't real. Just the ghost of a memory. I'm here, I cried. But all I heard was laughter. Not hers. Who's there? Suddenly, she appeared. Natasha. Just stood there laughing. But her eyes were cold. Then she said something. Painted red. Painted red. Painted red. That was just a dream, Sonny. Nothing more. I looked at Marty and I saw the same thing in his eyes as he probably saw in mine. It's time to hit the brakes, to turn back, go home and forget about all of this. Of course, I stepped on the gas instead. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything good, but this...
Ooh, just like a horror movie.
I was thinking the same.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Let's hope so.
This guy seems...
You don't say. You've been treated here too.
Oh, don't be stupid. I'm serious.
No.
Well?
No, it can't be. Are you telling me it's him? M.B. Davis himself?
I'm sure of it, pal. It seems the gossip was true.
Oh, no.
It doesn't matter how big a star you once were.
That was...
Pluck you.
This...
It's very...
special?
Even if you manage to escape, there's nothing...
Imagine how many poor lunatic ghosts...
Ooh, Sonny, you're...
Of all the great wild ones.
Greetings, miss.
Is it really you?
Well, yes.
Yes, it really is you. The chicken police.
I'm afraid so.
Of all that's furry and plumy, that...
Miss, we'd like to ask...
Please, don't be scared. I'm just really excited. You know, I've read...
Indeed.
You can't imagine what an...
We really...
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God.
Are you okay, miss?
Yes, I am. I just needed some air.
Well, miss, we have some questions.
I'd love to answer all.
Say, miss, what can you...
Our institution was standing even before the Great Meat War, and during the war, it was transformed into a military hospital. Since then, we are relentlessly working on treating injured minds under the leadership of Dr. Quetzal, the famous specialist.
The place seems pretty empty. Do many people work here?
We have 32 residents and 7 nurses, including me. We also have a 3-person maintenance and cleaning staff and, of course, the heart and soul of our institution, Dr. Quetzal himself.
I see. Now, this Dr. Quetzal, is he the director here?
Exactly. Director, scientist, researcher, patron, and doctor. And even a friend.
Quite a guy.
He certainly is.
So who is this Dr.
He's a world-famous researcher of the mind, Mr. Featherland.
Psycho.
Unraveling the mind. It's the most crucial mission of the century, Mr. McChicken.
That's.
So this doctor's some celebrity, right? Does he usually meet...
I'm not sure I know what you...
Well, like, Mr. Hobart Wessler, for...
Ah, yes. That's something you should ask the doctor himself, but unfortunately...
He's swamped, is he?
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. He is...
I thought so. What can you say about this, miss?
Of course. Our residents wear these for identification. But how...
Huh. I see.
The wristband does belong to one of our residents. But...
Oh, come on, Miranda. It's us.
I'm sorry.
Miranda, this case is a matter of life and death. Lives are in your hands.
All right. All right. I'll do it. Albert Wessler.
Figures. Just as we thought.
Thank you, Miranda.
Please, don't make me blush. And don't tell...
Oh, we won't.
So when can we talk to Mr. Wessler?
I need to ask Dr. Quetzal. Please wait here.
Thank you. Huh. It doesn't...
That
Cluck you.
we should go to reception.
Dr. Quetzal will see you. He's waiting for you in his office. Up the stairs, all the way down the hall until the...
What a surprise. It's enough to mention...
I wouldn't want to get mixed up in this, but
Danger.
we haven't heard from him since he disappeared. And we're...
I see. We don't know yet, miss, but let's...
Great wild ones protect him.
Where is he?
No idea, Marty.
The smell of all the...
Well, reptiles have a disgusting body odor, Marty. But they feel
Exactly. Great wild ones, you scared...
I already sensed your arrival from afar. You know, snakes have a different sense of smell. And birds used to be our prey.
Well, yeah. Luckily...
Lucky. Please, take...
An isle of reason in a sea of insanity.
Insanity is such a strong word, and it's mostly an abstract idea. Where does insanity start, and how long is one not insane? Interesting question.
You see, that's something I think about a lot.
If you like, I can give you an appointment.
Oh, this is your chance, Sonny. Don't miss it.
Marty, cluck up. Your office is, rather...
Ain't that the truth?
Well, yes. I can't let my mind wander from my work. I only keep one...
I see. Why do you have bars on you?
Because it's a room like all the others, and I'm just an...
With the significant difference of...
It's not as big of a... To be honest, gentlemen, your visit...
What an introduction.
Please forgive me. I have the bad habit of immediately getting into the middle of things. How very rude of me. My name is Dr. Sessuous Quetzalcoatl, but most call me Dr. Quetzal to keep it.
The name is Santino Featherland, and this is my...
From the Predatory Division of the Clawville Police Department.
We're used to it.
Certainly.
We have some questions about one of your patients, if you don't mind.
Please be...
Look, Doctor, we're too tired to play cat and mouse. Not that snake and chickens.
Very funny, I must say. Just what I...
We know you know. It's about Albert Wessler, Ibn Wessler's secret twin. Ever since we've said his name, all the doors have miraculously opened.
Well, yes. Why should I deny it? We're talking about a rather illustrious patient here who's...
Now, that's much more interesting. So, are you willing to talk about him?
Because Albert, regrettably, has disappeared, and you are police detectives, I have no...
Not even if it's a matter of life.
Everything's a matter of life and death in here, detective.
Still, I'd like to give the...
Please, detective, just...
How long was Albert a resident?
For quite some time. His first symptoms surfaced in his teens. Depression, panic attacks, and schizophrenia.
Was he brought here immediately after the first signs that something wasn't right?
You know, the biggest problem with an opinion on insanity is that animals are ashamed of it. That's the reason
Because animals would rather hide what they're...
I couldn't have said it better.
As far as I know, the Wessler family...
Indeed, they were rather poor, but we...
Then how do you sustain yourself?
By the grace of the treasury of King Hector...
I wouldn't have guessed that.
My family and the royal dynasty had always been on good terms.
What kind of a place is this exactly?
It used to be a mansion. Construction started during the occupation in 622. Then it stood empty.
How long have you been working?
I've worked here for more than 30 years, but it's been in my family's possession for...
So if I count correctly, as soon as it went to the crown, it was seized...
That's almost accurate.
What a lovely inheritance. Tell me, Doctor, do you know...
Just like everybody else, I've heard of her, but I never had the
Oh, you can be sure about that. I'd gladly get you two together if I had the chance. A spare cell would suit...
Is that...
As it turns out, she likes small, narrow...
Oh, I see.
Dr. Quetzal's a real mystery. So when did Albert become a...
Albert and Hobart, or Ibn as you call him, arrived here almost exactly 4 years ago.
Could you describe that day?
It was not long after New Year's Eve, maybe the first week of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It was sleeting that day. Wind was banging.
What was your first impression of...
I already knew the Wessler name. I knew who they were. Or at least I knew one of them, Hobart Wessler. He was famous. Gangster, moneylender.
And Albert?
He was new to me, an invisible gray...
Why?
Because they were ashamed of him, of course.
What was your first impression?
He was silent, but observed everything that surrounded him.
Was he afraid?
I wouldn't say so. It seemed to me that he wanted to move into our institution voluntarily. It looked as if he couldn't wait to be here, alone. Locked up.
Didn't you think of that as unusual?
Of course I did. But who am I to judge? It was rather special treatment.
What kind of special treatment?
You know, if an institution like ours has to accept a...
And complete secrecy.
Yes, but that's the case.
Of course. So in what way did he receive more than...
Basically, we don't admit anyone into our institution without a complete and thorough prior assessment.
So you didn't even know if he had anything wrong with...
Initially, no. He was more of a guest.
Do you think he was a threat?
He didn't seem like that at first. He was fragile, frail, overwrought. I would have labeled him as a threat to himself.
And later, when you came to...
Albert had certain seizures. We found that out quite soon in that surprisingly cold winter. During those times, his personality distorted. He became almost...
Are you telling me...
We found out very quickly that there was no other reason for the cause of his seizures. He had a cold and calculating personality who sometimes, especially on stormy days, took the rein.
He had these seizures from the...
Yes, Mr. Featherland, but they started to intensify after Albert left our
He did what? Left the institution?
Oh, yes, Mr. Featherland. Albert left the institution on several occasions.
Quetzal's not only very observant, but he's addicted to details. I must... How could you let Albert leave?
Excuse me, detective, but I didn't really have a say in it. Whether you...
Ibn Wessler, right?
Exactly. Hobart Wessler left me no choice. Albert left this place on multiple occasions to finish a painting he had started.
Did he start painting a beautiful Catwoman?
He did. Exactly, Mr. Featherland. I reckon you must know about the...
I do, Dr. Quetzal.
Neither have I.
Has Albert ever taught...
Only in superlatives, as if he wasn't talking about a real person, but an ethereal being, about an angel.
And what did you think about his...
We are in an institution where almost everyone is hallucinating on a daily basis.
Thanks, Doc. I didn't understand a word. So Albert...
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. Every time he came back, he was like a...
More dangerous.
Albert was hurting himself. And on one occasion, he even tried to hurt me. It was unprecedented.
Do you think the painting caused it?
Not the painting.
But its subject.
Exactly. He was obsessed. Right until that fateful day when he...
What exactly happened?
It wasn't Hobart who brought his brother back that day, but two of his gorillas. Not literally, I mean. And Albert...
What happened to him?
I don't like to talk...
It could be vital to the case, Dr. Quetzal.
Oh, you're right. There's no use turning back now. So, Albert's tongue was torn out, or cut off, I don't know exactly, and he was blinded in one eye, or rather...
So you're saying Albert was brought back horribly mutilated?
Yes. And they didn't give any explanation.
Dr. Quetzal is cold and professional, but he's also very confused. Maybe it's cruel. Maybe it's not easy.
I'm not that kind of doctor, Mr. Featherland. But even I could determine...
But there's no doubt it wasn't an...
I don't believe it.
I totally agree. Pull yourself...
Mind your
Sorry, Doc. I can see...
How could I not be? I'm not a monster.
So, what was he like?
Even more silent than ever. No surprise.
What do you mean by that?
He never painted anything again.
That didn't get me far. What happened then? How
A few weeks later, Hobart came to visit Albert one more time. Albert had been in terrible condition by then. We even had to try.
What did Hobart do during...
He didn't do anything. He just sat.
Couldn't you manage to draw anything out of him?
Nothing. For a while, he was trying to signal something. Perhaps he was too afraid. And most likely his fingers had been broken too.
Do you think Hobart could have...
It's horrible to say it.
How did he disappear in the end?
That's what's most eerie about it all, Mr. Featherland.
Did anyone see anything?
No one. We interrogated the staff, even the patients.
Unfortunately, I have a hunch. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of help. But please, I now must...
We understand, Doctor. That's quite shocking.
I think you understand why we kept it a secret.
Then the,
Accident. Ha! We didn't believe it.
Different
If someone got one of his eyes poked out and his tongue,
we believe...
I'd rather call it his room.
thanks to the Wessler name.
Yes. Well, we try to make all of...
I hope you don't mind if we take a look at...
That's not...
Well, that's, surprising.
I've never seen a cell like this before, that's for sure. I wouldn't mind living here myself.
It seems that being a Wessler gets you...
And a healthy dose of...
Mostly that, yeah. Let's take a good look around. I'm sure we'll find some answers here. I can...
Well, I smell paint, ink, plaster, some kind of oil.
What the dickens?
Unmistakable.
This place is bad for you, pal. But if you've already jump-started your beak holes, then sniff out...
I'm on it, Boss Bird. You know, I don't think he had it so bad.
You mean apart from being separated from everyone you love in an ancient mansion filled with madmen?
You're right.
As always. Identical twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman. 2 men and 1 woman. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well, I wouldn't say that exactly.
Of all the wild ones, Marty, please.
Just use your imagination.
Scribbles.
Just like the troubled mind of a...
Yeah, but there's still a kind of order in it. It's just too intricate for you.
If you say so, Bob. Isn't this familiar, Sonny? Just like your office and your desk.
Marty.
Okay. Shut.
Look at that. A letter. Albert was madly in love with Natasha and would have done anything for her. I'm afraid he did exactly that. Identical twins. And looking at it, they may have easily loved the same woman. What do you make of this?
Apart from the fact the guy was totally
That maybe we've been chasing the wrong person all this time, Marty.
What do you mean?
Everything will be revealed.
Why do you have to be so melodramatic?
If I'm right, this'll flip the whole...
What's that, Sonny? A blurb from some horrible...
I just have to think things through before I come to...
Ugh, you're killing...
Back to Clawville, where we can finally put all...
You're driving me crazy.
What can you tell us about the woman in the photo?
Do you mean Miss Natasha Katsenko?
Did she ever visit this place?
Never. But if you ask me,
And Albert, did he mention...
constantly, it was obvious he had an affection for Miss Katsenko, but I wouldn't have thought for a...
I wouldn't jump ahead, Doctor. Something else could be
Do
behind...
you think so? All this...
Maybe they do, Doctor, but in my line of work, logic's not always...
In 99% of cases.
Exactly. But this one typically belongs to the remaining one...
If you say so.
So, detectives,
I'm afraid we have, Doctor.
I wouldn't dare to say I'm happy to hear it, but
Well, thanks, Doc.
I hope I don't offend you by saying I hope we're not going to...
Not on account of either of our...
Exactly.
Farewell, Miranda, dear.
So, you'll remember.
Marty McChicken never forget.
Furry gods. Let's go.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
If there's anything I can help you with,
Thank you, Miranda. You've already...
We need to let...
Oh, I don't believe this. Those two again?
Take him out. My car won't last much longer.
Don't worry, Sonny. I was born to do this.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow. Are you blind or what? Where did you learn to shoot?
Whew. Well, that was close.
A little too close for my taste. And it only strengthens my belief. Wessler is desperate. He knows if...
Well, come on, what did you work out?
Sure. Let's put the picture together. Let's start from the beginning. So, we got a case. Natasha tried to show us the painting. And that painting would have shown us the way. And Albert Wessler. Albert painted Natasha, so he met her on more than one occasion. Albert. Fall in love with Natasha. And on a fateful night, he killed his brother so he could take his place in secret and win Natasha's heart.
So what happens now?
The inevitable, Marty. We're going to the Wessler mansion to confront Ibn with the facts.
You mean Albert, right?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Natasha.
Do you think she knew about it?
Something stinks, Marty. The whole case seems too intricate.
Too many coincidences, right?
Well, well, after 10 years, you did learn something, didn't you?
9.
You're right.
Huh.
What?
You just laughed, Sonny.
What? No, I snorted.
No, you laughed.
Ah, just leave it, Marty.
I'll be telling this to my grandchicks.
All right, pal, that's enough.
Okay. So, Albert fell madly in love with Natasha and decided to have her for himself.
And his best chance was to trade places with Ibn Wessler.
So that's why the torn out tongue.
Yeah, Ibn couldn't squeal even if he wanted to.
What a diabolical plan.
More like insane.
But why the messages then? Why the threats? Albert got what he wanted. He could have got away with it.
I'm not a psychologist, Marty, but remember what the doctor told us. Albert has a seriously injured mind and a split personality. I think his two identities were at war with each other.
So the messages were written by one of his personalities, consumed by jealousy?
Something like that, Marty. But we can only learn the whole truth from him.
You're right. So, are we going or what?
We're going, Marty, to finally finish what we started.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to do before, do it now, boss.
You're right, Marty. It's time to wrap everything. Hey, Lewis. You weren't awake all...
I've never been this excited, Sonny. Seriously. What is it?
You, Lewis, you don't stutter anymore.
What?
Just now, you didn't...
Oh. I must be exhausted. It happens sometimes.
And it...
So,
Come on, boys. Don't even mention it. It is...
maybe...
Hey, Sonny.
Pardon.
Nothing.
We have no other...
Well, the rabbit's onto
This isn't about money.
stubbornness.
Mostly, yeah.
I see we're ready.
You'll need a shotgun for this kind of deal, Marty. Maybe even that won't...
Nothing to fear while Bertha's here. Even less because you're here too with Mr. Sinclair.
Should I...
That would be nice for a change. If our theory's correct,
That's the plan.
do you think that'll be enough?
Enough evidence. Not in the slightest.
And with big gun.
Exactly.
I like this new son.
There is no new Sonny. Just...
If we survive this,
I'd rather keep it for a really...
you're saying I'm not...
I was joking. If we survive this,
Now you're talking. It's a little...
it can pierce...
You know, some...
Rest assured, Marty. Do you remember that case with the...
which one?
when that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge...
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse.
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead.
This one?
Yeah, before it was closed down. When there was still some life here.
Yeah. Spook.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creep. This fog's almost...
Strange, but somehow...
Really?
I don't know. It's like the light...
Oh, you're not getting ready to die, are you, old man?
Why haven't I told...
You're not funny. So, we're looking for more evidence?
No, I was just thinking we could take another look.
Okay, sure.
Don't even...
You're really becoming
One more word.
Yep, I'm gonna... You know, Sonny, when we entered the room and saw the girl...
Deborah,
Yeah, her body. I called...
what kept you with me?
No. I just wanted to see your downfall, boss. I wanted to be there when you met your end, get humiliated.
Wow.
But then everything changed.
On the ship.
I don't know.
I think I do, Marty.
So, I guess there's no...
Nothing left to do but kill a rat.
For the last time?
For the last clucking time.
Swear?
I swear.
All right. Let's... Well, they couldn't...
Useless.
They're always half-assed, son.
Leave them be.
That's why I deserve...
Get out.
If you only knew how much I've thought about...
Also, to be a cop.